independent. Better recognize I'm a king's descendant. If they wish to end us, then I bring the vengeance. You can't buy me with your rings of pendants, cause I'm independent. Better recognize I'm a king's descendant. If they wish to end us, then I bring the vengeance. You can't buy me with your rings of pendants. DIY gang, 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 DIY gang.
Hello and welcome to the DIY Gang Guide. I'm Shao. But you should know that already. So today, networking, going outside, talking to humans. It's important, y'all. It's very important. They say in the music industry, it's not what you know, it's who you know. And unfortunately, that's as true today as it's going to be tomorrow. It's very, very difficult, not impossible, but very, very difficult to make a full-time career out of your music without involving other people. In fact, if we're talking about having fans, then it's impossible. You need people. You need people in order to listen to your music if you want to make a full-time career. If you just want to make music for yourself, then cool, you don't need anybody else. But if you want to do it professionally, then you're going to need to involve other people. Now, that may be on the fan side. That may also be on the professional side. And the professional side is something that you can't neglect. So I think it's always important to go out there and network whenever possible. When there's industry events, when there's general music events, that kind of stuff. It's good to get to know people. Just make yourself a little bit more familiar so that when opportunities come along or when you're in need of something, you know who to talk to, you know who to call, or maybe they might call you because you're on their mind, you know. I do have a little rule I'd like to share with you. It's called the 3-meeting rule. Now, I don't believe you can really talk proper business with somebody until you've met them 3 separate times, 3 separate occasions, 3 separate places, 3 times at least. After that, then you can talk business. So one mistake I find a lot of people make is, let's say I'm going to invent somebody, the head of playlist at magical radio station that everybody wants to be on happens to be at some music event, and you see him. A lot of people run up on him, want to, give them the music or tell them their life story, or even worse, start asking them for stuff. Can you put me on? Can you do this? Can you do that? Now, what you got to bear in mind is these people are human beings as well, and people don't really feel inclined to do stuff for other people with no form of incentive, you know? So if I've just run up on you and I start asking for all these favors and I haven't even introduced myself properly or said barely any words to you, and I'm now demanding things of you, you're not really going to feel obligated to do it. You need to put yourself in these people's positions and think about how you would like to be treated if you was in that position. And the way I would like to be treated is I'd like to be talked to first, you know, just build a bit of a connection, build a working relationship. And so that's what I try and do whenever possible. On a first meeting, my general rule is just try and make an impression. You know, go up, introduce yourself. I normally have business cards. I might give a business card, give a very brief summary of who I am, shake hands, take an email, take some sort of contact details. I find email is generally best. People don't really like giving out their numbers to dudes or dudettes they don't know. So I think email is normally good. It's good also to know who you're talking to before you talk to them. And we're in the world of, you know, instant social media, Twitter, Google, that kind of stuff. So if I'm at a networking event, if I'm at an industry event, some backstage, whatever, and I see somebody that I want to talk to, but I don't know everything about them, I normally just have a quick Google, just read up, what are they doing? What's their latest news? What have they been up to? So that when I approach, I can say, oh, hey, I heard, you know, this, or I read your article about that, or, you know, I know that you do this. So it's a little bit more relevant. So you're not just running in with no formal plan. Have a brief conversation with them. Don't take too long. If you feel the vibe is good, you might say, well, look, this is my music. Can I send it to you? This is, let's say it's a DJ, for instance, actually. If it's a DJ, I might say, look, this is my music. I've got a new single coming out, or I've got this coming out at this point. You always want to talk about what you've got coming out as well. Don't just be that guy who just wants to make friends for no reason. Have a purpose to the conversation as well. But just say, look, I've got this coming out. Mind if I send it to you? Is that okay? Can I take an email address? Boom, done. Don't ask for, don't beg them to play it. Don't ask for too much. Just keep it very casual. Second time you meet now, you can go up and say, hey, we met at this point. Don't expect them to know you. Definitely don't go up and say, hey, do you remember me? Don't expect people to remember you because they're under no obligation to do so. So just walk up, say, hey, how you doing? We met at this point. Give them the reminder. Have a little conversation with them. Keep it light. If you've got something newer coming out, if you've had progress since then, let them know about it. Let them know that things are moving in your world, but keep it easy and don't put it on them like you need something from them. That's really important. We're still on the kind of DJ scenario because I think that's easier to get that on. So yeah, second meeting, you might want to bust a couple jokes, have a little conversation that's got nothing to do with music, and just keep it moving. Just gauge it. Watch your body language. Are you annoying them? Are they talking to somebody else? Are they trying to go somewhere else? Just gauge it. But the important thing is that you're slowly building that working relationship with them. In between the first and the second meeting, you might have had some back and forths via email, something on Twitter, etc. So you could just talk about that. Now, the third meeting is where you can solidify that. You can have different conversations, have a couple jokes, let them know that you're a human being and that you're not just there to get something out of them. Because guaranteed, most people, when you're in a position of power like that, most people who you're going to interact with want something from you, and they're going to be very, straight on it. And that's annoying. So when you come from a different angle with what you want, and you're not so direct with it, I'd like to think that that person will appreciate it, that DJ will appreciate it, that industry, whoever, that A&R, whatever, will appreciate you taking the time to find out about them as a human being, find out who they are, introduce yourself as a fellow human being, and have a conversation with them before you even get down to business. So that's the third meeting. Hopefully by the third meeting, they should remember you now. And, if you spaced it well, it should be a couple weeks, couple months, whatever. It may even be, you may have met them 6 months ago, and then it may be another 6 months or something like that. But the point is, by that third time, they should hopefully remember you. Now, after that, then you can get down to business. So that's on the fourth meeting now. When you see them, you can remind them about the conversations you've had. You can pick up where you left off. If you've got a good rapport with them, if you catch some jokes with them or whatever, then you can keep that going. Then you can say, look, I'd like to do this, or this is what I'm trying to achieve, or whatever. Can we have a meeting? Can we sit down? Can we talk? And then hopefully by that time, you're in a much stronger position to get them to do what it is you want them to do without them feeling that you're demanding it of them, or that they're obligated to do it, or that you're asking for something for nothing. So just think about how you interact with people is what I'm trying to say, and just try and take it a little bit different. That's why I call it the 3 meeting rule, because you need to build that, and it takes time. It's not something that you can't just meet that person on the first day, then come back the second day, then come back the third day, or even within hours. You need to space that out, let it breathe, and in your own time, be progressing your music career without them, so that every time you meet them, you're doing something new, you've got something new going on that you can talk to them about, and that you can just casually inform them without making it sound too beggy or too braggy as well. And then they know that you don't need them and that you're not relying on them. And I believe when a person knows that, they're a lot more willing and open to helping you. Or if they can't help you, at least put you onto somebody who can help you, because they don't feel like they're obligated and that they're under pressure to do so. And I guarantee you that is a refreshing position for them to be in, because everybody's on their case. So yeah, that's my suggestion. That's a 3 meeting rule. Give it a try. Go out of your house. Go talk to some people. Go to some events. Go to some networking events. Go to some interesting things. Go meet people. Go find out what they do. Go find out about them, about their lives, and see how that benefits your music career in the longer term. So yeah, anyway, I hope that's helped. As always, if you have any comments, if you have any questions, if there's any topics you want me to cover, leave it in the comment section below. Share this with any aspiring musicians who you think this may help. And as always, till next time, keep it independent, keep it DIY gang. Peace.
DIY gang, DIY gang.